All right, hello everyone. This is Jen Kitzmiller, meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Missoula, and I have your Sunday, June 3rd fire weather briefing. So to get things started, here's a look at our water vapor satellite imagery from this morning, Sunday morning. And a couple of features to point out. We have high pressure over the area here. That feature is going to remain in play through today. And then it's going to move just slightly off to the east. Meanwhile, we have this large-scale low-pressure trough in the Gulf of Alaska. That looks like that's going to be a somewhat stationary feature here going into the next week. Here later tonight and into tomorrow, it is going to push a cold front into the region, so that's going to have some implications on our weather, especially here later tonight when we're expecting, as that front starts to roll into north central Idaho and northwest Montana, we may see some actually pretty strong, pretty hefty thunderstorms develop kind of at a late time of day. You know, we're looking at late evening into the overnight hours. So that's just kind of leading us into what we're going to see as we move into the rest of the week. So looking at Monday, that cold front that I mentioned that's going to start pushing in late tonight, looks like it's going to stall out across kind of along the Continental Divide and across southwest Montana. And so we're going to have kind of two different air masses across the region ahead of that front where that front stalls. So primarily for southwest Montana, you guys are going to remain fairly warm with relatively lower humidities, whereas back behind that front we're going to be cooler, so we'll see a little bit higher humidities back there. Another thing with this front kind of in place, we're going to see another period of some possibly strong thunderstorms develop. It looks like those will most likely be out ahead of that stalled front. So again, southwest Montana, especially the Beaverhead Deer Lodge National Forest, you stand the strongest chance at seeing some stronger thunderstorms on Monday afternoon and evening. Elsewhere, with the front kind of stalled across the region, it does look like it's going to be a relatively breezy day. So Monday overall looks like it'll be breezy for most locations. As we move into Tuesday and Wednesday, that ridge of high pressure that I mentioned, it does shift off further east and kind of sets up and strengthens over the Midwest, whereas we still have that trough of low pressure up in the Gulf of Alaska. And so we're going to kind of remain in this southwesterly flow here over north central Idaho and western Montana that is going to allow our temperatures to warm up, and it should be relatively dry, lowering humidities, with Wednesday looking like our warmest and driest day. There is still going to be some potential to see some afternoon and evening thunderstorms, though they won't be all that widespread. We're expecting more, a little bit more isolated coverage, and mainly across that southwest Montana. So the Beaverhead Deer Lodge, again, you guys look like you're the most likely area to maybe see some thunderstorms. Elsewhere, it just looks dry and warm going into Wednesday. As we get into Thursday, Friday, that upper level trough moves a little bit further east. And so that's going to help shift a little bit more moisture into the region. It's still going to be relatively warm and somewhat dry as far as relative humidities go, though likely not as dry as on Wednesday. But that is going to shift the focus and coverage of showers and thunderstorms a little bit further north, and maybe start increasing the coverage of how widespread those showers and thunderstorms will be. So that's going to start occurring on the Thursday into Friday time frame. As we get into the weekend, forecast models are in a little bit of a disagreement. There is potential that we could see another cold front move through, but the timing and details on that are a little bit sketchy at this point, so I'd recommend you keep an eye on it and check back with us for our next briefing. As far as the longer term outlook, forecast models continue to show well above normal temperatures through the center of the country, and more of like a troughing cooler pattern off the Pacific Northwest coast. So that kind of leaves us in a similar pattern to what we've been seeing, likely southwest flow, above normal temperatures, and below normal precipitation chances, although we'll likely see periods with afternoon showers and thunderstorms. That's all I have for you. We'll plan our next briefing for Thursday, June 7th, and in the meantime, as always, feel free to give us a call if you need any extra help. Thanks.